Next Tuesday is St. Valentine's Day. So I hope all of you have got your cards ready and are going to send them to that person who has got your heart. St. Valentine's Day is a very important day in the history of Australia. In its very short 200 odd years, St. Valentine's Day marks a very important moment in the history of Australia. 51 years ago, Australia decided to go decimal, and we changed our currency on the 16th of February 1966. Those of you who are old enough will remember the jingle that was played on the television over and over again. Let me tell you a little bit about what's happened. Australia used the British money during the 1800s, but in 1910 they decided to produce their own £1 note. They produced it with the same value as the pound in England, the pound sterling. That was great. But in 1931 we took another major step. We devalued. We no longer kept in line with the British note. On the 14th of February 1966, they made a massive decision. They decided to introduce decimal currency. Now the Prime Minister at the time, his name was Menzies, wanted it to be called a royal. But he was overpowered on that, and everybody said, no, let's call it a dollar. And that's why we now have it as a dollar. We kicked off with coins. We ended up with 6 different values of coins. 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50 cents. The 50 was a pretty important one because it was 80% silver. And in fact, what happened was that it became more valuable, the silver, than the coin itself as time went on, so they cut out using silver. All the coins had the sovereign's head on it. Then, not only that, they produced banknotes so that we didn't have to jingle so much money. We have 1, 2, 10 and $20 notes. We carried on pegging the Australian dollar against the British pound, and it worked out that $1 would equal 1 British pound, and which was 1 gram of gold. In 1967, only a year later, they realised that they'd made a bit of a boo-boo. They needed another note, and they made a $5 note, and that came out. Australia in 1967 also did something else. It effectively left the sterling area when the pound sterling was devalued against the US dollar. But Australia didn't follow. But we linked our dollar to the American dollar. And in fact, 1 Australian dollar was worth, believe it or not, $1.12 American. Things have changed a bit, haven't they? In 1970, we found that we wanted to recognise events that happened. And they produced a 50-cent commemorative coin to James Cook. I thought that was something. In 1973, the Australian dollar was pegged again, but this time against the American dollar, and 1 Australian dollar was worth $1.49. What's happened since then? They also did something else. They introduced a $50 banknote. Found that they needed that. In 1977, having got flushed with the excitement of the commemorative coins, they produced another one, this time to promote the Queen Elizabeth Silver Jubilee. I wonder if we're going to do another one this year. In 1981, they produced another one, this time for the wedding of Charles and Diana. And then in 1980...